Okay, we are going to start our egg unit notes. There is a lot of material in this section, just so you know. So I'll be going through a lot of different web pages. All right, so the first thing, make sure you notice on your notes that I said see the last page for drawing. The last page of your notes has a hand-drawn picture of an egg right there. You do need to draw this and make sure you are able to draw this for our test, okay? So I'm going to go through the different parts. I'm actually going to look at a different website while we're doing this, just to kind of give you a different image. But the first thing I want you to see is here's our egg, okay? So the parts that we need to know are obviously the egg yolk. We are very familiar with that. It is the center. We also need to know the egg shell, which is the outer portion, okay? From there, remember we talked about how the egg yolk is the densest part of the egg in the middle. And then what happens is we look at the egg white, which we call the albumin, and it starts to thin out from there. So what that means is the yolk is the densest or thickest. Then we have the thick albumin section. Right here is the next section. Then we have a little bit thinner section. It still looks like an egg white, but it is thinner, and that is the thin albumin. And then we have that shell membrane or shell lining we looked at when we dissected the egg, and that would be out here, and it's real hard to see. It's real papery thin. Okay, so always remember the thick albumin is closer to the yolk because it starts at the thickest and then thins out. We also have that coulaza, which is that funny word that looks like Chalazay, and that's that twisted cord that keeps the yolk in the middle until you crack the egg. We have our air pocket, which remember when the egg is first laid is small, and then as the egg grows, it gets larger. I actually have, this is a neat explanation of this if you want to read about it. But this explains how, let me see if I can show you the website so you can have reference of it. It's just the Incredible Egg website. But it explains how the air cell is actually formed, that air pocket, when it's first hatched, and then how the liquid inside of the egg kind of shrinks up as the egg cools, because when the egg is first laid, it's actually hotter. And that liquid shrinks up and gets more solid and forms the air pocket. It's kind of neat. And then as the egg gets older, that air pocket grows. All right, so we again have the yolk, the coulaza, the thick albumin, the thin albumin, the air pocket, the shell, and then remember we have the germ spot. This says germinal disc. We call it the germ spot that is also on the yolk. So those are the parts that you need to know. All right, and this is just an image we looked at of that germ spot. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's that little like white eraser looking dot on the yolk. Okay, nutrients in eggs. Eggs are a complete protein. They're in the protein group. One egg is equivalent to 1 ounce. We talked about how you can substitute egg whites for an egg, and about 2 egg whites is equivalent to the same volume of 1 whole egg. This is WebMD talking about nutritional value of eggs. For years, eggs were something that we just wanted to avoid because they said too high in fat and cholesterol. Now they're saying you can include them in your diet. Obviously, be aware they do still have cholesterol in them. In fact, 1 egg contains 213 milligrams of cholesterol, which is about 2/3 your daily limit. So this is why we said it would be great if you could shoot for like only 4 whole eggs a week and then use a lot of egg white. The egg white still has a significant amount of protein. It's very low in calories, about 17 calories. But still healthy. Now, the benefit of eating the yolk, like we talked about, the yolk has a lot of the vitamins and minerals. Okay, so this is the nutrition fact for 1 large egg, which is a standard size. As you can see, about 70 calories, 5 grams of fat, and 6 grams of protein. Now, that's the whole egg. The yolk actually has all of the fat and cholesterol, and it has about half the protein. And it also has most of the vitamins and minerals, those B, A, and D. Remember the bad vitamins we said they spell out, and the iron and phosphorus and iodine. The white has the other half of the protein. We said about 17 calories, and then contains the riboflavin, which is very light sensitive, which is part of the reason we want to keep them protected from light. Okay, so those are the nutritional values for eggs. Okay, this is just a refresher that we said no more than 4 whole eggs a week if you can. Now, I'm not telling you have to do that because, we do need fat for energy in our diet, but watch that cholesterol intake. All right, I'm going to stop there and then we'll come back and talk about the grading of eggs.